Hi everyone, thank you once again for joining me for March Sadness. Today's topic is a self-titled or untitled album for which I have picked Blink-182. Whether it's self-titled or untitled, I've seen conflicting answers, but what I do know is that I absolutely adore this album. If you saw one of my videos called It Doesn't Get Better Than Enema of the State, you know that Untitled isn't my favorite Blink-182 album, but maybe you saw where I was coming from in that video. If you think Untitled is the best, make sure to let me know in the comments. I'd love to hear your side of the story. Untitled saw the band change their songwriting approach a lot, in my opinion. You can definitely tell because of the final result here. For the very first time, a Blink-182 album felt like more than just a bunch of nursery rhymes on drugs. We kinda got that in Take Off Your Pants and Jacket. We definitely didn't get anything more mature in Enema of the State, but here you can tell the band is evolving and wants to be taken a little bit more seriously. So in Untitled, the band fully embraced more emotional rock. Tom trades his trademark silliness for a bit of an attitude on here, like on Feeling This, Violence, Obvious, and Go. I can hear him committing to each part and maybe even taking some of these songs a bit too seriously. Untitled has some great interplay between Mark and Tom. They both play prominently on many of the songs instead of Tom leading one half of the album and Mark leading the other. This unity between Mark and Tom give us some career favorites like Stockholm Syndrome and of course I Miss You. It doesn't stop this album from feeling a little Tom dominated, which isn't a problem for me because I've always been partial to Tom's songs. This album even has some sleeper hits from Blink-182 like Down and Asthenia, which are both criminally underrated in Blink's catalog in my opinion. Of course, Travis flexes on everyone here, and he has the honor of closing out the album by hitting his drum set so fiercely that it breaks into a million pieces. Untitled is a weird but great album in Blink-182's discography. You can hear a lot of Tom's side projects in this album. Of course, there was some tenseness behind this album's production. After this album released, they of course went on hiatus, and I'm sure that there's an alternate reality where this was the last Blink-182 album. How would Blink be remembered if that was the case? I'm just glad it wasn't. I'm glad they're back together. We have so many Blink albums to go through. Thanks again for joining me on this episode of March Sadness. I very much hope to see you tomorrow. Here's the schedule for March Sadness, and I'll see you then.